The iceberg that sank the Titanic. Titanic survivors approach the CARPATHIA. Titanic survivors in a lifeboat. Survivors aboard the CARPATHIA. A sketch of the sinking drawn by John B. Thayer while he was on a capsized lifeboat, and filled in by P.L. Skidmore aboard the CARPATHIA. Survivors huddle for warmth on the deck of the CARPATHIA. People wait for news outside the offices of the White Star Line in New York. The Titanic's lifeboats are returned to the berth of the White Star Line in New York. Crowds stand in the rain awaiting the arrival of the CARPATHIA in New York. Crowds await the arrival of the CARPATHIA in New York. Surviving crew, from left to right: first row, Ernest Archer, Frederick Fleet, Walter Perkins, George Simons, and Frederick Clench. Second row, Arthur Bright, George Hogg, John Moore, Frank Osmond, and Henry Etches. A crowd in Devonport gathers to hear a survivor tell his story. J. Hansen, seated right, District Secretary of the National Sailors and Firemen's Union, awards shipwreck pay to survivors. Relatives wait on a railway platform as survivors of the Titanic arrive at Southampton. Relatives wait for survivors at Southampton. Frederick Fleet, 24, the lookout who first spotted the iceberg. He went on to serve in both World Wars. In 1965, he experienced depression and later hanged himself. Relatives wait for the surviving crew to come ashore at Southampton. Relatives wait for survivors at Southampton. Relatives await survivors in Southampton. Surviving stewards line up outside a first-class waiting room before being called in for questioning by a board of inquiry. A surviving crew member kisses his wife upon arriving at Plymouth. Survivors are greeted by relatives upon their return to Southampton. A survivor gives a woman an autograph. The four Pascoe brothers, crew who survived the sinking, return to Southampton. Unidentified survivors, later identified as Michelle, 4, and Edmund Navratil, 2. To board the ship, their father assumed the name Louis Hoffman and used their nicknames, Lolo and Mammon. A nurse holds newborn Lucien P. Smith, Jr. His mother Eloise was pregnant with him while returning from her honeymoon aboard the Titanic. Lucien's father died in the disaster. Eloise later married a fellow survivor, Robert P. Daniel. Wireless operator Harold Thomas Coffin is questioned by a Senate committee at the Waldorf Astoria in New York. A survivor giving an autograph. Edmund and Michelle Navratil are reunited with their mother.